So, back from another episode of Believe in Boyt with this Houndstone team that was made in a Metify coaching session. I did see one of the comments that said this is actually a Excalibur team that happens to have a Houndstone. I mean, yeah, that's kind of relevant when it comes to my team building. But also, I am feeling incredibly validated in the fact that Excalibur with loaded dice did win the first regional of the US season. So, not quite my set of the Terror Blast and Dragon Lance, it was Glaive Rush and Ice Shard, but it was still loaded dice Icicle Spear, and Excalibur won, so I'm feeling a little bit smug when it comes to that. But yeah, like I'm quite happy with that. But let's get into some games. Pretty standard DONDOZO. Stretchy is definitely picking up. Quite a few people were using Stretchy in the San Diego Regional, and it was the most successful Tatsuki as well. That also had Meowscarada and Arcanine. So, what's to be done against DONDOZO? Being able to burn it with Houndstone would be very nice. I don't think I want to lead with this with the sand. Tinkerton looks pretty reasonable, except for the Arcanine. Looks like I can then Encore DONDOZO into something. Volcarona is fine, and I am Fairy. So actually, Volcarona is not bad. Volcarona is not bad. I go Volcarona back Excalibur. Azumarill is fine. But I think I want Sand in the back. Like Azumarill is entirely reasonable here. But it gets out prioritized with the priority by Extreme Speed, and there's Meowscarada as well. Oh, that's a cool training card. Happens to be my one. Okay. That is fair enough, as they say. So would a Dragon Dance be necessary here? Because I can just straight up Icicle Spear the Meowscarada if I wanted to. I should be able to, right? So if I go for Struggle Bug... No, I'll go for Overheat. In case there's not Focus Sash on the Meowscarada, I will Dragon Dance. This might be a little greedy. Like, if this is just a U-turn, then I might be overheating a Tatsugiri or something, and that might be not ideal. And also the Tatsugiri is probably... Oh, they're terroring. This is going to be like a Fairy Terror on the Arcanine. That's just Meowscarada. It's Ghost. Not sure what that is for, but it's a Ghost now. Alright, fine. Particularly up. Oh no, my loaded dice! No! I'm only going to hit twice now. My loaded dice. Oh, it's Life Orb, okay. So, Overheat, still pretty reasonable. And it just KO'd it. Like, what was that terror? A defensive one that didn't help because Meowscarada doesn't have defenses? Yeah, that's alright, but Flarebits actually might get the Excalibur now, and that would be very sad. Although Excalibur just going for Icicle Spear wouldn't have particularly helped me there. But if they do go for Flarebits and I survive, then I am getting a Thermal Exchange boost. But I don't survive. And I didn't expect to, so... But they very easily could still be just Choice Banded on the Arcanine. I'm going to go into Tyranitar here. If they have DONDOZO waiting in the back, then I will probably Fairy Will-O-Wisp the DONDOZO. Yeah, I don't think I need my Terra for anything else. So I will Terra Fairy, and I will protect Tyranitar. One would assume the Arcanine switches out for Intimidate and the Tatsugiri. There you go. So... And it is the stretchy one, so they won't get attack boosts from Water Up. They'll get the speed boost, so if I do connect with the Will-O-Wisp, but it is Wide Lens boosted, you know, Volcarona. It's 93% accurate. Just to let you know. I'm not Giovanni Costa. I'm going to hit this Will-O-Wisp. There's no way they can open the Volcarona, right? It survives the +2 wave crash, surely. If it doesn't, oh no. But we will deal with that later. Although, to be fair, I have very little damage output against the Dondozo right now. I only have burns. So I lost the back Excalibur. Well, last respects will still do reasonable damage. It is just Wave Crash, so that was a waste to protect. And Volcarona doesn't even survive, so... Ah, but Flame Body, get wrecked! So, we both wasted our Terrors completely. But, yeah, like... The fact that Volcarona got KO'd there is not ideal. Actually looking at things like, from a general team-wide thing, it's not actually too much for Dondozo. It's lefties as well. Right, so... Wave Crash just Okos the Tyranitar now, doesn't it? So what I need... I had Mirror Herb on Houndstone. What am I doing? I am a fool. I should have absolutely switched into Houndstone. That would have been way better. Yeah, what was I thinking? I forgot about the Mirror Herb. That's kind of what the point of it was, right? Because then you can outspeed him with a bit. Yeah, it's definitely Last Respects. And I don't survive a Wave Crash given that Volcarona didn't. So I will just go for Crunch. It will still do reasonable damage. If I do survive, that'd be lovely. I don't think I will. But that was respectable. There's Earthquake. I should survive that. Oh, I'm easily surviving that. And was that enough to KO? That's going to be enough to KO with the Last Respects, right? So, assumedly that is. If it isn't, then I am not ideally looking. But I should be able to get just the unintimidated crunch into the Tatsugiri, right? That should be enough with Last Respects. Yeah, so it is Last Respects again. And it will be crunch into that as well. If they protect here, I'm going to be sad, because that's a waste from them completely good. And I could have Dragon Dance. But yeah, that is a KO, so this is now putting the Tatsugiri into range of the Last Respects again. So I think I'm actually looking okay now. Kapow. And that did KO. I didn't think it would, because Tatsugiri has pitiful defenses. So yeah, things are looking entirely reasonable. Very good. Even without the Mirror Herb, I was able to beat the Dondozo. I am intimidated now, which is not the most ideal, but I should be okay. Because I have a feeling that they are banded. Do I Dragon Dance? No, I'll just go for Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide is fine. Crunch was probably slightly better because it's 100% accurate, but that's a two-shot anyway. So they did outspeed, and they are surely banded into Crunch, right? I mean, if Rock Slide connects, I'm fine. If it misses, then I should still be fine because I think they're banded. But it did connect, so I am sorted. So things were looking a little bit scary there. We both wasted our Terrors completely, but yeah, that was alright. I guess if I had it available, I could have Terra Ghosted with the Houndstone for a little bit extra damage. I could have Terra Flyings to avoid the Earthquake, and / not be weak to Wave Crash. So yeah, didn't matter that the Terrors were wasted. Okay, so I was wondering how long it would take to see some of the things that were starting to hit. Like, Garganackle is definitely going to be picking up now. Because it did disappear. Like, it completely disappeared. And now it's definitely going to make a resurgence. For sure. So, one of the awkward things, like, looking back at the team, we've got 5 physical attackers. If that Garganackle does run Iron Defense, the one that one didn't, if it does run Iron Defense, then that's not good. So, what to do with that? There's also a Dondozo without Tatsugiri. That's interesting. My Azumarill was very good. Tinkerton's actually very good here. I'm going to go Tinkerton Azumarill. That seems entirely reasonable for me. Excalibur's the best Pokemon in the format, so gonna bring that. And so Houndstone without T-Tar would be a bit weird, but Dondozo without Tatsugiri is a little bit weird. T-Tar itself is okay, but I think I want Volcarona to more commit to the Azumarill sweep, because from what I can see, Azumarill could sweep here. Those are cool trainer cards. Yeah, because the Sylveon would be spread, but I can just Gigaton Hammer that. Oh, I can Haze me as well. So I need to take care of the Murkrow first, so I obviously need to play rough it. So I can just go for Fake Out and play rough into the... Yeah, Fake Out into the Sylveon and play rough into the Murkrow is fine. And then when Murkrow is gone, I could then get away with going for the Belly Drum. I can't do it now because they'll just haze me. That would be pointless. But this is actually a very good lead for me. It's not like... I'm trying to think of any kind of punish and there's like nothing they can do. Assumedly, they are not Covert Cloak or Ghost Terror on the Sylveon. Maybe they steal Terror on the Murkrow? Even then, who cares? That'd be a wasted Terror. Or a not so useful Terror, I should say. It wouldn't be wasted if it allows the Murkrow to survive my Azumarill. Don't you dare Tailwind. I want to Encore you. Please don't Tailwind, even though you absolutely will. Shame I didn't double the Murkrow. That would have been obviously the most optimal. But incredibly risky to just allow a High Voice, but, you know, there is the Tailwind, but it was obviously happening. Didn't really matter, they were outspinning me majoritively anyway. But that is a Player Off Connect and a KO'd Murkrow. I could now afford to go... Well, we'll never know if that would have actually KO'd. But, yeah, that was me hitting my knee on my desk. Not painful at all, promise. If it's Meowscarada, then that's alright. There's Dondozo. I'm not sure what that's doing. So obviously I'd like to Gigaton Hammer the Sylveon, and I will. And that's the end of that sentence. It's just Azumarill. There's no way they Wave Crash or Water Move the Azumarill, right? So I'm going into Volcarona. I'm going to try and pivot Tinkerton out afterwards to be able to get a Fake Out and a Belly Drum. So I can't Belly Drum safely while Sylveon's still on the field. Obviously the Sylveon was going to Terror to resist Fairy. But I still wanted the damage. It is Fire though, so that's better for me. Because now it's going to be weak to just regular old Aqua Jet. There's just the High Voice, that's fine, that's pitiful. It's not even Throat Spray. And I outspeed the Dondozo with the Tinkerton, so please go for something like Curse. Amazing! That's on gold. Yeah, I don't know why you would go for Tailwind and then Curse. That is incredibly anti-synergistic. But that is very free. This is just Struggle Bug and Encore. And I will slowly whittle away at you. I forgot about Terra Blast. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I survive easily. That's fine. But now they are Encored, so it is fine. So now I can switch Tinkerton out into Azumarill and Struggle Bug again, and then I can just go for an Aqua Jet into the Sylveon and KO it. So this is very good for me at the moment. I will eventually need to break through the Dondozo, but I think Volcarona is actually going to be able to do it itself, just by going for Struggle Bugs and stuff. And I do need to make sure that Tinkerton arrives back on the field when the Encore ends, so that I can go for the KO into it when it comes to that. But yeah, this is just another Struggle Bug. So if they Terra Blast the Azumarill, I'm sorted. If they Hyper Voice, good for you, but they still not doing too much damage. Yep, they Terra Blast, that's ideal, because now this is Belly Drum and switch back to Tinkerton. Oh, it's into Volcarona anyway, but yeah, this game is looking very, very comfortable for me right now. So now I get the switch back into the Encore. -2 Sylveon, even the Hyper Voice won't do much at all. It's just another curse, like, it's fine. You are locked into, being Encored. Like, this would be bad. So long as I keep the Dondozo Encored, I'm okay. If it ever breaks 3 of the Encore, things are looking bad. But I should be fine to avoid that. Because I will go into Tinkerton now. And with the -2, that shouldn't KO the Tinkerton. It'll be close, based on the damage. Like, I'm pretty sure it won't. But we will see. Because if I do survive, I'm okay. If I don't, oh no. Because the Encore should be ending this turn. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It is Garganacl. That is also fine. Because they have used their Terror. So I'm very confident I have won this game now, because I can go for Water-type Aqua Jet into the Garganacl. That definitely KOs. And I can Encore the Dondozo once again. And I will just eventually beat it with some Struggle Bugs. That's how it's going to work. Like, I'm going to switch out on my +6 Azumarill once I've just got Dondozo left. I'm not going to fake it out because I don't know if it's Covert Cloak or not. I know that I can Encore it, so I will. But now this is a Water Terror, Aqua Jet into the Garganacl, and it is another Encore into the Dondozo. And they are utterly pinned. There is nothing that I can see that they can do in the slightest. This Terror was probably unnecessary. And I probably should have preserved it for the Baxcalibur so that I could actually Electric type attack the Dondozo. But I'm eventually going to beat it. Because I have it utterly pinned, like, this is fine. It's fine. Like, I'll eventually beat you. Is your Encore once again? Do exactly the same thing, except this time I just get to attack with the Gigas and Hammer. I will do a tiny bit of chip to this +6 Dondozo. And it's not even lefties. Like, if it was lefties, it would be a bit more concerning. But it is not, so it's fine. Once again, Aqua Jet into Garganacl. Because they've used their Terror, they can't defensively Terror at all. Let's just see how much damage Gigas and Hammer does into the Dondozo. That's KOing probably 2 Garganacls. Huge damage, let's go! Bop. Every bit of chip helps, because they're not lefties, so... I do need to leave the Tinkerton in, so that I can Encore again. And it might just be worth just eventually play roughing it down. That is a... Even if it wasn't Fire-type Sylveon, it would be in range of +6 Aqua Jet at this point. So, Aqua Jet into Sylveon. And I can't do anything this turn. I'm just going to double check they are definitely still Encored. Yeah, so I don't want to waste any PP at this point. But I can't switch out with the Tinkerton at the moment, because if I do, they break the Encore. So it has to stay in here. So, like, yeah, it's definitely +6 Aqua Jet into the Sylveon, and then it's just nothing. So I'm going to go for Helping Hand, because, like, I don't want to waste Encore PP. This is absolute overkill, but Tinkerton is useless this turn, but it's going to be very good next turn, because then I'll be able to Encore. So, it's a bit weird having Murkrow and then Curse Dondozo. That counters each other a lot. So, also Dondozo's not really fast enough to make use of the Tailwind unless you invest heavily. I guess it does the +2 stuff, but... yeah, it's already +6 in the Curse. But I will just merely Encore you again. Let's just see how much... like, they might not be unaware. They're definitely unaware, but they might not be unaware. They're not lefties, so... Oh, that's going to take longer. Why are you doing that? Because you're going to be able to protect every other time. That's annoying. To be fair, no, actually, they're stalling out my Encore PP. To be fair, they stalled out my Encore PP. How much is the player off doing? Well, they're definitely unaware, right? I'm going to go into Volcarona so I can whittle a spit. And then that will whittle away at it. So I will go into Volcarona. I'm assuming it's unaware. If it's not, oh well. And I will Encore once again. This will take a while. They get the double, so they're stalling my Encores even more. Overheat's stronger than Struckleberg, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But Willows is better first, so long as I can get this residual going. They are stalling out my Encores, though. If I didn't PP up, then it would be... Yeah, nice, I hit the Willows. If I didn't PP up, then it would have run out this turn. But you should always PP up. You can buy them now. And the nice thing about Overheat is that Unaware will ignore my minus drops, so Overheat is the play. Not this turn, obviously, because they're guaranteed to protect. But they do definitely lose now. I do have enough turns to be able to beat them. Surely. I want to say definitely. Probably shouldn't, but oh well. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do this turn, because they're locked into protect. So I will not use a PP of Overheat. And I will not use Gigaton Hammer. Surprised they're still going for this. Like, I'm very confident I break through. Unless I, like, mess up completely. This is just a bit of a slogfest. So, oh, they got the protect. Rubbish. Even though that was guaranteed. So, yeah, now I go for Helping Hand Overheat. It is very ideal for me if they do fail this protect, because then the next one is guaranteed, and then they have to double protect to stall an Encore, rather than guaranteed protect to stall an Encore. So this is definitely still Helping Hand and Overheats this time. Do they get the double? That's not ideal, because now they have a guaranteed protect on my Encore. So this is still just taking a while. I think I actually don't have time for another game because this one's going so long, because they've stalled so much, so this is probably all you're going to get for this one. Oh no, the Encore was the previous turn. Okay, so yeah, I Encore this turn. Definitely just finished, right? So actually it was better that they got the double protect that turn. I was not paying enough attention. But yeah, I will Overheat once again. I will Encore once again. And that's entirely respectable damage, so this is fine. Ah, it's Citrus Berry. I did think it would be Citrus Berry, given that it wasn't leftovers. I should still have enough. Get the triple, please. That would be very kind of you. Oh, no triple. This means this one's guaranteed. I only have 2 Encores left. I should still be fine. Given the burn, I should still be fine. But still taking a little while. I'll switch back to Struggle Bug because it's guaranteed to protect this turn. And there is the protect. Then I'll switch back to Overheat. Overheat is effectively 65 base power against the Struggle Bug's 50. So it is still stronger and worth the 1% chance to miss, he says, as he misses the Overheat incoming. Switch back to Overheat. Helping Hand. And double protect again. No double protect, so we're actually going to finish this game in reasonable time. Yep, because it was unaware, so switching out of Azumarill was the correct thing to do. Because that would have done significantly less if it was not unaware. And now, it is optimal to switch back to Struggle Bug, because then they are in range. But I'm still going to on-call them just in case. I'm not going to throw away this yet, finally. Finally! And unfortunately, I don't have time for any more. So, 2 games is all you get this episode. Blame that Dondozo.